European Union member states gave the final agreement to the world's first major law for regulating artificial intelligence as institutions around the world race to introduce curbs for the technology. The EU Council said it had approved the AI Act, a groundbreaking piece of regulatory law that sets comprehensive rules surrounding artificial intelligence technology. Now, this AI Act applies a risk-based approach to artificial intelligence, meaning that different applications of the technology are actually treated differently, depending on the perceived threats they pose to society. The EU Commission will have the power to fine companies that breach the AI Act as much as 35 million euros or 7% of their annual global revenues, whichever is higher. Well, these new rules will have major implications for any person or entity developing, creating, using, or reselling AI as far as the EU is concerned. For further clarity on the matter, we're joined by AI cyber law expert, Dr. Pavan Duggal on the broadcast. Thank you so much, Dr. Duggal, for joining us. Now, this law imposes tough restrictions on generative AI systems, but it's going to take some time before these requirements actually kick in, because we're reading that some provisions will only be applicable after 2 years or even longer.
Surely, this is a staged approach that's been adopted by the European Union. So the earliest elements which will come into operation will be 2025, and it could even be 2026. But then that's light years away for the very simple reason that generative AI is today seeing a massive quantum jump in technology and advancement with each passing week. And now from 13th of May 2024, when OpenAI has launched GPT-4o, which is the newest and the most advanced AI model, clearly the laws will have to have a relook, primarily because you have made laws at one particular point of time without keeping in mind that technology is not waiting for law, and technology is now consistently coming up. I see the entire new technology of GPT-4o as a precursor to a kind of a super intelligence that's going to be developed in the next few years. And mind you, the use of this particular technology is getting more and more scarier. As humans, we need to take cover for the very simple reason that our privacy is going to be targeted, our data is constantly getting trained upon, and more significantly, whatever we thought was our human rights is something that the machines are not necessarily concerned with.
Indeed.
These machines are only treating us as entities who are generating data without any kind of a respect for our emotions, our sensibilities, and our respective rights as humans. So very quickly, I think legal frameworks have to jump in. And if you are planning for a risk-based legislation approach that comes up after 1 or 2 years, then forget about it, because technology is not going to give you this kind of a time frame to get started, because by the time they start implementing this law, there would have been so much of a sea change in technology that the very need will be felt for going ahead and reviewing the law. And
right,
that's the reason.
But this also raises the question, right, of what government leaders worldwide can learn from the EU.
I think the government leaders worldwide can definitely learn one thing, that don't put your legal policies in stone. Why? Because you are actually riding a running tiger. And when you are riding a running tiger, you will have to calibrate your balance and your strategies, keeping in mind that you cannot get off the tiger.
Right.
And if you get off the tiger is going to eat you. The same analogy applies in the context of artificial intelligence. Well, it's here to stay. If you are going to close your eyes as a nation, as a parliamentarian, a policy maker, or a political leader, then so be it. That's your particular problem, not the technology's problem. Technology is already now impacting almost every sector of human activity and endeavor. Therefore, a more prudent approach will be to look at low-hanging fruits, to come up with immediate principles that could impact for the regulation of AI. Today, there are huge issues. Number one, this particular AI is going to be used and is already being used for the purposes of breaching cyber security of computer systems and networks for the AI crimes.
I think it's key, Dr. Duggal, that at this point we move fast as far as the regulatory framework for AI is concerned. But let's wait and watch how fast governments globally move on the AI regulatory front. Thank you so much, Dr. Duggal. Really appreciate you joining us on The World 24/7.